Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and in this video I'm going to be explaining to you the exact process I go through when I'm helping a home buyer purchase a property. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Coop Reiseman here with Untitled Real Estate, and if you're new to my channel, I am a full-time real estate agent who helps buyers and sellers buy and sell property in the Tri-Valley area, which is a 6-city region in the East Bay Area, and it consists of Livermore, Pleasanton, Dublin, San Ramon, Danville, and Alamo. I have been getting calls, texts, and emails from a ton of buyers and sellers in the Tri-Valley area who are interested in relocating, and I absolutely love it. So if you have any interest or you're planning a move to this area and need help buying or selling, or you have any questions about the area specifically so that you can learn a little bit more about it, I want to invite you to call, text, or email me anytime. Or just go ahead and look at the rest of my YouTube videos, because I make videos every week explaining this area to help educate people just like you. But in this video, I'm going to explain to you the full process I usually take when I get an inquiry from a buyer from out of the area, or somebody who may live in the area just isn't very familiar with the cities I mentioned earlier. And I want to explain to you the process so you fully understand what it is that I bring to the table and why you may want to work with me to help you purchase your next home. First thing is, I get an inquiry from a buyer or a seller interested in either selling or buying property, and that's where the process really starts. I usually like to have a phone call with the inquiry so that we can actually hear each other's voices, and it kind of expedites the whole process to helping get some questions answered and to hear each other's voices and kind of introduce ourselves that way. So if it's a buyer inquiry that reaches out to me, I like to hop on the phone and discuss neighborhoods, cities, etc. to really help them hone down on a specific area that they're interested in moving in, and kind of iron those things out so that they know for sure this is where I want to be exploring my next home purchase. And my YouTube channel helps with some of this, but it is easier to have an actual conversation, whether it's over the phone or in person, so that we can really dial down any questions and answers and help them streamline the process into finding the next home. The next step for a really serious buyer inquiry, someone who's in the market ready to buy right now, would be getting them in touch with a mortgage lender. If they don't have a lender in mind or someone that they've used in the past, I always like to recommend a lender that I trust and who I've done business with in the past, because I know how they operate and that they're going to do everything they can to actually close the loan. Many times I have worked with buyers in the past who want to work with a big bank like Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, a big lender like this, instead of using a lender that I refer to them just because they're comfortable with them. They've had a bank account with them for 10 years and it really just streamlines the process. But a lot of times I have found that these big banks have such strict guidelines and they're working in such big numbers that they really can't do much of anything to work around any potential problems that come up during the escrow process. A lot of times, if we use a lender that I recommend, these guys have less guidelines and restrictions as opposed to the big banks, and they can usually fund and close a loan in a shorter amount of time, or if it's not a shorter amount of time, it's with, like I said, less restrictions so that they can kind of push things through, whereas the big banks wouldn't be able to. Next, if we've really honed down on an area to start searching for homes in, I like to start previewing homes. If any homes come on the market I think the buyer will like, I will send it to them, get their thoughts, and if they come across any homes on their end that they're interested in that I haven't sent them already, they'll send them to me. We'll have a conversation, and if they want to see it in person, we'll schedule the showing. Another thing I like to do up front is set the buyer up on a property alert email. So I will set the criteria on the back end. If any homes come on the market that match their criteria, they'll automatically get an email every day a new home comes on the market, and they'll be able to actually review it on their end and tell me if they're interested or not on the computer or on the phone. So it's a really simple way to get updates of all the new homes that are coming on the market. So if we start previewing homes, and it doesn't matter how long this takes, I have a buyer in contract right now. We literally saw probably 20 homes over a 2-month period, and it really took time to find the perfect home for them. And I'm really in it for the long haul. I don't care how many homes we gotta see, how long it takes. If we gotta see 10 homes in one day, it's really not an issue. I want you to find the perfect home. This is gonna be a massive purchase. If anybody is familiar with the Bay Area, they know that home prices are not inexpensive. Me knowing how much money a buyer is putting down to purchase one of these homes and how much their mortgage is gonna cost, I know it's gotta be perfect. I would not sleep well at night if I knew I was pushing my buyer into buying a home because I wanted the process to be done. If you're happy, I'm happy, and I truly mean that. So once we've seen homes, whether it's 1 or 20, and whether it's taken a week or 3 months, whatever the case is, once we've found a home that you absolutely love enough to commit to buying, we will write a purchase contract and go through all of the paperwork process. Now, a quick overview of the paperwork process and the escrow time periods, etc., would look like this. So first we would write a contract to purchase the property, and if our offer got accepted, the escrow process would start. Now typically an escrow process is around 30 days, but it can be cut back shorter depending on some circumstances. Once we are in escrow, we have contingency periods. So there's a loan, appraisal, and inspection contingency. All of these contingency periods are basically insurance for you to get a full loan approval from the lender, and also check the inspections on the property to make sure that it's in sound condition and there aren't any real serious issues with the home before you actually commit to buying it. When you go into escrow on a property, you have 3 days to submit an earnest money deposit. The EMD is basically 3% of the purchase price of the home that you put into escrow as a good faith deposit that, hey, I got some skin in the game, I'm putting some money into the property beforehand. Now this money is refundable until you remove all of your contingencies. So if you get a loan, appraisal, and inspection, and everything is approved and everything is clear to close escrow, and you remove those contingencies, your EMD goes hard, meaning it is not refundable unless the seller wants to refund it to you. If you find in an inspection that the foundation has issues and hey, it's just going to be too much to repair and I don't want to buy this house anymore, you can back out of the escrow and get your deposit back. Or if you remove your inspection contingency and your appraisal comes in low, or for some reason you can't end up getting the loan and it doesn't get approved and we have not removed those contingencies yet, hey, you can back out of the deal because I just can't afford it anymore, or something happened and I can't close on this, and you'll be able to get your deposit back. So once everything has been approved, you removed all of your contingencies and we're clear to close escrow, we're basically just a waiting game between communication between escrow, the lender, title, myself, and all of the other parties involved to get paperwork filled out, signed, and basically fund the deal so that you can become the new owner. It's a simple process on paper, but there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of things can go wrong if you don't have a responsive person in your corner and someone who's willing to negotiate and do the dirty work on your end to get things to go through. And I just want to reiterate one more time that if you are going to work with me, I can assure you that you're going to have someone in your corner that really cares about your needs and wants, and someone that's really going to step up in order to take care of business for your best interest. So I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, if you need anything from me, a call, text, or email will do just fine. I usually get back to you within 15 or 20 minutes, so it's super convenient and I'm super quick to respond. And I'm here to answer any questions regarding any city in the Tri-Valley area and help you determine what's the best next place for you to buy a home. So until next time, thank you.